Okay, so here goes. Welcome, and it's a grand day, a wonderful spring day out there. I'm looking out at the sunshine. Those of you that can be live with me, I realise I've given you so little time. It's partly because I did a video while I was here early doors that I was going to upload, but it takes forever. So first things first, I really hope we're well. I really hope these videos are helping. And as the title says, the whole point of this is really our mental well-being as well as our physical well-being. So that's one big health package we get here. I know many of us are going stir crazy, sat in our homes. And if you're working from home, you just might need that moment to just go, I just need to shake my body around and do a bit of exercise. Whichever way you're looking at this, either you're watching it because you want to see the workout I'm doing and understand it first, or you're ready to go, you've got your leotard on, you've got your string tights on, you've got your sparkly socks on, and you don't really care what your hair or your makeup looks like. That's for the men. It's hello to everyone who's out there. I'm on my own. I haven't even told my teachers necessarily that I'm doing this, partly because it's been a bit more spontaneous. I'm isolated. I have a 5-minute journey to this studio. It's like my garage. I can't really work from my home. I don't have a space anything like this size where you could actually see me clearly stood up, let alone the whole of my body, unless I lay down and the camera's on the ceiling. So I'm going to get us going. I'm kind of doing a bit of a preamble, partly because I know some people are going, oh no, she's live now, I wish she'd given us more notice. I will in future. It's just all been a little bit, I was going to do a video, then I thought, no, I'll do a live post. I'm doing a live post because I know lots of you enjoy that moment of interaction. If you feel anything in your back, you stop. If something just doesn't feel right, you stop. If you just want to miss an exercise out, stop. I'm trying to get better at being really clear whilst I'm demonstrating the positions, but just a reminder, you will need your roller ready if you have one. If you don't have a roller, you have your floor. You will need your chair, I've got the bar, and just a point of interest, we're going to come to the bar. Now when I face this way, you would have the chair back like that. When you want to do the other side, you spin your chair round, okay, no you wouldn't. Yeah, you spin your chair around and just go to the other side of that chair, okay? So your chair would be kind of, you're just going from one side of the chair to the other, and that way you get the other side of the leg whilst being able to see the screen. So I have kind of thought a few things through, and I will give pause moments so you can go, oh, what is she on about? I think we all realise that you're very used to getting your cues from what each other's doing, or maybe the teacher doing a quick demo. It's so different looking at a little screen, I appreciate that. So I'm trying to hone my skills. This workout is meant to be a bit of a touch-all, but hopefully a bit more glutes and a bit more of a reminder of how to use your core stability. Everything we're doing daily, and there are about 5 or 6 other videos to be uploaded, will start to become a bit of an a la carte menu for you. You'll be able to go, no, I don't want to do that, I want to do this. Oh, I just really feel like I want to work my legs at the bar. We will start to create a bit of a library for you. This is only week 1, and I think it's going really well, and I think you're amazing the way you're all staying in touch. Everyone in my household is still well. Some of my kids have had symptoms, but apart from Kat almost having the flu type effect of it, no one's been as poorly as Kat so far, but everyone really is that well, okay? And we are all self-isolating, which is what we're all being asked to do. So here we go. Your start position would be at the bottom end of your mat. So standing at the bottom end of the mat, get comfortable. Remember, you don't get rigid, you get comfortable. You want to be springy, you want your knees to be soft. Your feet are parallel. You're starting to be aware of your length in terms of height through the spine, so you're doing your breathing. You're inhaling as deep as you can, you're invading your whole body with really healthy inhales and exhales. Once you've started doing that, we're going to start the familiar setup of a squat. So squatting. Just a reminder for those of you that are newer, so I've already started my squats, my bottom's back, my heels are loaded with my body weight, and my arms are either floating forwards or my arms are across my chest. As you take the squats, make sure it's your bottom back, your hips back, and your knees back. And then we keep reminding ourselves, so we're still squatting, we're breathing deeply in, and we're breathing deeply out. So just keep squatting and remind yourself of the sound of your breath. If you can't hear the breathing, then you're not breathing. Hopefully your breathing doesn't drown out my voice. So just a reminder, we're going to do 4 more before we take it into something else. You go down, inhaling or exhaling, doesn't matter, it's more that you breathe. 2 more after these, so we go 1 more. And this next squat, I'm going to stay down there. So you stay in your squat position, people. Put your hands on your knees, that familiar position, and have a good look. Make sure the knees are backwards. From there, add a little bit of a range of movement on the inner range, where if you're struggling to get your bottom, then either you've tucked your bottom under, or you've bent all of your ribcage part of the spine, or you aren't keeping your weight into your heels. So keep the breathing. Let's just do a few more of these staying position moments where we get the chance to experience the load in the right parts of the body. From that position there, you're going to stay still, and then we'll do a spinal curling position to get you mobilised into the back, rolling down, big breath in, and reverse back up. And now we'll start more of a sequence. You go to 5 squat positions, so you're going to do 5, 4, 3 more squats. When you've done the next 2, you'll come after this one up stand. So everyone stand up tall now, and we're going into ankle rolls. So you'll roll from heel to toe. If you want to float your arms with it, then you can. So use your breathing. We'll do about another 5 of these as you get your balance. Remember, if you're walking lots, you might just find you need to get your ankles more mobile, because they'll get a bit stiff because you're walking on solid surfaces. Okay, we're going to do 1 more roll. Okay, 5 squats followed by toe taps. So you're going to squat, they're not toe taps at all, they're ankle rolls, tiptoes positions. So we're still doing our squats, 2 more squats, about this pace, 1 more squat. And as you stand up, straight into flowing tiptoes and lower, lifting and lowering. Don't forget your core in the midst of this. We'll do another 5 of these. So get that sense of balancing. It's almost harder, isn't it, to do ankle rolls, tiptoes positioning than it is to do the squats. Do me 2 more of those tiptoes, rolling ankle work, 1 more, and back down to your 5 squats. If you want the squats to be harder, you can put your hands at your forehead like we do in the, it's like a double salute, isn't it? 2 more squats, breathing, 1 more squat, and then you're ready for your tiptoes. You can roll to tiptoes, you're taking your arms all the way up and all the way down. Keep your breath. Rolling up and back down. Rolling up and down. Just do 2 more ankle rolls. 1 more and ready for your squats. Either forehead with the hands, chest with the hands, or flowing arms. What you don't want is your chin poking forwards, nor your bum tucking under. Okay, so hips back, heels down. Final roll, 1 more squat, final round of rolling ankles. So we'll roll through the ankles up and three more. And last 2. Are you ready for the transition? The next 5 squats you do will lead us to rolling and finding long arm. So squat whichever way you want to, still keep your knees back. There's all the time in the world, no need to rush, we're still squatting. Breathe. 1 more squat and stay. We'll have a pause, look at where your knees are and just breathe deeply in and out. Make sure you are keeping your core connection through your breath. On this next breathing out mode, you will roll down, bending your rib cage, your hands go to the floor. With your hands on the floor then, walk your hands forwards into your long arm plank position. From long arm plank, stay, pull your bottom cheeks in sideways whilst you keep your breath. Pull your shoulders away from your neck. Wriggle and squiggle enough to get yourself as you should be, which is as much symmetry as possible. Keep the breathing going and breathing. And then we go down into the knee position. So your knees have come down. It's like a 3/4 length press up. At this point, we're going to round the spine into a cat stretch and extend the spine to get the crown of your head to the ceiling and your tailbone to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out and round your spine. Big breath in. Breathe out and extend your spine. So this shape here should give you a lovely stretch. Make sure you still use your abs on the extended spine. That's the head to the ceiling, tailbone to the ceiling. Do a final rolling of your spine into round back. And then from there, stay in hands and knees. So we now make a flattened spine position. You can still keep your 3/4 length if you can cope, but if that's too intense, just pull your knees to true tabletop. Whichever position you've chosen, you're going to take your elbows wide and your chest forwards into your press up. So it's press up time, down and up. Every time you do this position here, you should be working into the back of your armpit as well as across the upper back. I've added a little twist this. I'm actually going to turn my head as I go down to one side and then turn it back to the centre and push up. I'll turn my head to the other side, back to the centre as a push up. Obviously you would breathe whereas I'm talking. So you're breathing, and again last time, one to each side, turn and push, and turn and push. After those press ups, tuck your bottom under and reach your hands further forwards whilst reaching your bottom further back. If your shoulder is an issue, simply put your arms by your sides in shoulder pose, or put it so that your forearms are under your head. Whichever way round, you're getting a bit of a break. Breathe, core connect the breath, and then you're ready for more. So we're going to go straight on to hands and knees again, and this time you're going to take it to the knee hovers. So 4 or 5 times, exhale, hollow the abs, let the head look at where your knees are, keep your shoulders where your wrists are, and then float the knees up and float them down. In your mind, you're pushing the ground away and always using your breath out to float and down. 2 more with me, and 1 more, and come off your hands and up into a kneeling position with your arms by your sides. Now I've got my arms by my sides, I'm up onto my knees, I'm kneeling up as it were. Have a look at the camera, your screen, whatever it is you're using. If you're not sure, get the hair out of your face. So in the kneeling up position, I'm pulling my glutes tight in, pulling my abdomen tight in, my hip bones feel like they're lifting up, and I'm going to lean backwards and forwards. So this is where we just warm up and open up the front of the hip, so all of your flexors that spend most of the time probably sat more than ever for some, even walking actually, can make your flexors work quite hard. So this is a crucial stretch in these days of more activity and more seating. So breathe. If it goes to your lower back, it's wrong. You're either not using enough glute or you're not engaging the core here. So the belly, the abdomen, the trunk would stay true and flat. So no alien lumps poking out, you people that I could name, but I won't. Staying back there this time, breathe and breathe. Check everything's lined up and come back up. Now you're ready for a final part of the upper body work. Hands wide and you're into your tricep dip. So remember, for tricep dip, your elbows go right back. Your head will feel as though it travels forwards on the mat. Do an exhale that's long and find your ribcage placement as you breathe out and dip down. Aim for about another 5. Remember, if you can only go a short distance, then that's your tricep dip. All that matters is that we stop using our arms just to drink wine or champagne or other forms of entertaining beverages or simply holding iPhones. Okay, you've got 1 more of whatever life version you're doing of a press up, and then let that go. From that position there, you'll simply roll yourself back up to stand, and we're going to find our rollers. Remember, if you don't have a roller, you just use the floor. If I could get everyone a roller, I would, but China are the stockists for these rollers. So if you've got one, great. If you haven't, please just use the floor. It's just as good. The roller adds a different dimension of instability. So put your roller down. Ideally, if it's a 2-tone roller, it's the soft grey side. You take yourself down, and then there you are. Again, the best way to get yourself on a roller is to wriggle so far down that you feel as though your bum cheek itself, the fleshy area, the peachy part, off the edge, but you can feel your sacrum and your tailbone-ish about to be on the roller. You can definitely feel the back of the skull. You've got something called the occipital bone, that's definitely there, And you haven't got your head hanging off the bottom end, just top tip, not worth it. Now some people would actually need one of their soft pillows under the head, but for what we're doing right now, you should get on okay. This is what you do on the roll. You start breathing the minute you're on there. Breathing deeply in and out. If you're more experienced with the roller, then put your hands across your chest and get breathing. If you're not sure because you're newer to the roller, then have your hands hovering the floor. Top tip, have a look at where your feet are and just make sure that your thigh bones are parallel, not wide open, and that your knee joints are level with each other. So if they're level, both feet should be level and the hips should be level. Assuming there's no pain, and don't worry about being perfect, as long as you're pain free, your imperfections will gradually go. Perhaps, maybe. You're going to put your hands on your sides here. Once you've finished your breathing deeply in and out, we're going to put our hands to the sides and start the chin nod for the abdominal prep or the abdominal roll. You breathe in, exhale, nod the chin, and roll up, pushing the fingertips in the direction of the knee joint. Breathe in just here, keeping the chin in, and breathing out, down you go. We'll do 10 of these. Inhale, exhale, stay and breathe in, and breathe out. Keep going with that. If you need your hands on the floor, that's fine, as long as you sweep them forwards and sweep them back. Breathing in, breathing out, you roll. Breathing in, you stay, and breathing out, you reverse back down. Okay, let's take it to single breaths. Exhale up and inhale down. If your neck is aching, put one hand behind your head, continue the breath out to go up. Inhale to lay the upper spine down. If you've got one hand behind your head, you're almost better off than switching which hand it is, and you're better off doing that than having both hands behind your head or no hands, because you don't want neck ache. Breathing. And one more, breathing out to roll in to come back down. Once you roll back down, stay down. I'm going to do leg lift and lower. So big breath in, breathe out, and make sure that your lower back is gently pulling towards the roll, okay? Most of us will have a bit of a tilt of the pelvis. If you're a massive gappy person in the spine, in other words you have a big hollow, you're really working hard already on your oblique area and your pelvic floor. So this is the exercise. You start off with one leg up in the air, have a big breath in. Exhaling, bring your second leg up. Breathe in, exhaling, lower the first leg down to a touch. Inhale, exhale, both legs end up in the air. Breathe in, exhale, lower the other leg down. Breathe in. Okay, we're going to take it to single breath. So exhaling, you'll lower, and then inhale, lift, exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower one leg, keeping the other leg in tabletop. Inhale, exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Keep both legs in the air. If your breath's the opposite way around, because we're not spine curling at this point, it wouldn't have mattered. But we are going to add a spine curl. So now as I breathe out, I'm going to curl, lower one leg down, inhale and back. Breathe out, curl, lower the leg down, inhale and back. Wait until you've curled before you let the leg start to lower down, and notice whether you're simply using your arms. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling. Okay, moving on from there, you're going to allow your right leg to go to the floor, and then you're going to put your right hand behind your head. Then breathing out, you'll find your obliques by pulling up from the right hand side armpit to the left leg that's still in tabletop. So are you with me? So you've got your to roll up with your left leg up in the air in tabletop, and your right hand behind your head doing the diagonal work. Again, if you're on the floor, it's just the same on the mat, but you make your breathing add the rotation. Inhaling and Just do one more, so you've done about 8. Remember, cradle the back of the neck, not the skull, sorry, not the neck. Protect your neck. And one more. Down you go. Stabilise. Bring both legs up in the air. Breathe. Take your other leg down to the floor. So this time the left leg down, the right leg up if you're doing it my way around. Put the hand behind the head and away we go. Breathing out. Breathing in to back down. So reminders, the breath out is the rolling sideways. It's such a small twist, but it's so significant in what you get in your abdominals. You're breathing deeply in and out. Okay, do me 2 more. And 1 more. And then keep that leg up in the air. So moving on from there, both legs are up in the air. We're going to stretch the legs, breathing in, and bend them. So exhaling. So bend and stretch. The truth is, if you straightened on an inhale and bent on an exhale, nothing would change in your life because you're not using spinal rolling. So as you push your legs straight, if that goes into your back, you need to not go too straight. So just go marginally straight. If just holding your legs bent is enough, then hold your legs bent. The breathing is the exercise here. So if you can breathe, keep your spine against the roller throughout this bend and straighten the legs, then you're doing brilliantly. Okay, we're going to progress on here. So if you can keep your legs straight, do. Exhale, curl up, and one leg's going to lower all the way down. Breathe in, exhale, pull it back again. Inhale, lay the head, neck and shoulders down. So we're doing the splits. Breathe out and forwards roll, scissor or split the legs. Inhale, exhale, pull back, and keep breathing. Breathe out to roll up. Reach your leg down, reach your leg back up, and roll the spine back down. Breathe. Exhaling up. Reach your leg down. Breathe, reach it back up, and hold that there. You're going to place your feet on the floor now together. Keep your hands reaching. Your legs are together. Your spine feels completely comfortable against the actual roller. You're making sure that your area from hip bone to hip bone is level, and both hands are reaching shoulders away from the neck. Straighten out your left leg. So my left leg, I'll have a look at it, is reaching straight ahead, my toes pointed and my pelvis is level. You're going to do very small lift and lower, lift and lower. So just as I did earlier, I want the front of your hip to stretch. I want the muscles responsible that constantly get tight through flexing through your seated position to feel as though they're challenged to be long and strong. So a little bit more open and a little bit more strong. This is a lift and lower. This is a good sequence to do at home if you've been sat in your office chair all day or sat on the sofa or been doing homeschooling. Okay, once you've done the lift and lower like so, see if you can then do side and pull. Try it with your toe to the ceiling. So that means I'm pulling my leg a little way out and pushing it back. So the breathe out and in. So again, this isn't a Jane Fonda workout. These are really small moves. And if you truly stabilise it, you won't get much out of it in terms of range. But oh my, you'll feel it tight in all of this area here. So we've done 8 lift and lowers, 8 out and ins. You're now going to point your toe again and circle, taking your heel down to the floor and reaching it back up. So imagine one of our blue balls. You're making a circle about that size. Go back to your breathing. It won't matter how you breathe. Inhaling and okay. You then take it the other way round, but flex at your ankle as you take the circle in the other direction. Now, can you feel your hip muscles being involved in your life? Yes or no? I can. Keep breathing and breathing. I feel nothing in my back. My pelvis is staying true. I'm wriggling around because I'm talking a bit, but hey, as long as you understand that you can breathe and move and the shape's realistic, let that go and then let that leg reach the floor. That's your hip having a momentary resting phase, passive stretch. And then slide it together, have a look and make sure your knees are level. You're ready for the other side. Here we go. Reach your leg, curl up. Is it really straight? Is it parallel or has it gone out to the side? And then the lift and the lower. In your mind, imagine there's a big weight at the end of your foot and you're lifting that weight up with the front of the quad. You're resisting your back coming off the roller by core connecting. If this starts to go into your upper back muscles, you've ended up arching your back and you've started thinking only of your leg and not of your breathing core muscles. So if in doubt, curl up, get the leg going while you know your core's flattening your trunk, stabilising your spine, and life will go well. Okay, once you've done about 8 to 10 of those, flex at the heel, and that's when we take it to side and centre. We push out and pull in, breathe. Another reason why you might find it's in your back, it should never be, and you should stop, is the fact you might need a pillow under your head for this. So some people are quite tight in the upper spine and they just need the head to be raised up a bit to keep the lower thoracic area down. Anyway, make sure you stay safe. Another thing you could do if you're really struggling is probably play around with it a bit higher, although actually I've just tried that. No, don't do that. Alright, we're going to go into circles. So you've done your up and down for 8 to 10. You've done your side in, side out for 8 to 10. Now start drawing circles. Remember the heel pulls down in the direction of the floor. Then the circular action is the thigh bone. So you're not drawing ankle circles. Your thigh bone is moving your foot in a circular action in terms of the thigh starts the move. It's a cone-shaped move. And then you're going back the other way. Core, connect the breathing. It's very hard for me to breathe and talk, I do appreciate that. But you should be hearing all of your breath, along with my lovely cues. So you change the direction of the circle, you feel the right thigh, hip area feeling very, very activated. And then to finish that one off, reach the leg away and let it lower down. You can now let both legs go down if you want. Have your arms wide open and just have a moment. So here, lose all the tension that may be accrued here and also maybe in your back. So the position I've got is, I call it like spread eagle, or, you know, you've just a crucifix position but with the legs open. Whichever way, any position you're in right now should feel lovely and relaxed and open at the chest and open at the hip. We're going to come off the roller, so I'm going to slide off sideways. If you're not using the roller, the same exercise can be done on the mat. We're going to put your roller now so that it goes under your feet. So sit about mid-mat or mid-space that you're occupying and take your body and lower it down. So as I lower down, I want to make sure my knees are level, which might suggest that my hips are level. And once I am down, I'll still walk the roller under me. So my heels are on the roller. And already in this position, if I find neutral, I'll already start to feel the connection that makes with the back of the thigh to the bottom sitting muscles, sitting bones, sitting muscles, okay? I go back to my breathing, put your thumb on your rib and put your fingertips on the bony landmarks of the hip bones and start breathing to do a pelvic curl or hip roll. So we breathe in. Breathing out the rib cage first. Pelvic tilt, find your heels and curl away from the ground. Breathe in. If you need to have a look at how level you are, breathing out, you'll roll the spine back down again. This is a hugely useful move. Big breath in, breathing out, flexion of the lower back, and picking up, you're tilting, you feel your thighs lengthen, the back of your thighs activate to lift you through the posterior area here. Your back feels nothing but lovely, lovely relief, and your core feels hollowed. And back down. Just do one more. Up there this time, see if you can push and pull that roller, not very far, just to give a bit of a core connection. If it's all in your calves, maybe walk the roller back towards your bottom. It should stay deep hamstring. So I'm breathing and kind of, it's a bit of a pulsy type action, but it's all my hamstrings that are responding. Okay, from there, lift your hips high without your back working And then exhale and roll the spine down, counting in the vertebra. Let the legs straighten, at which point you've used that workout position. That was an activation for your hamstrings. Come to seated and then sit up so that you end up wide-legged initially, because it's easier with wide legs. If you've got the roller, put your hands on the roll. We're going to do spinal flexion. I'm going to get you stretching through the inner thigh, stretching through the back of the thigh, and then working into an abdominal position again in seated. Hands are on the roller or the floor. Big breath in, exhale and roll. Big breath in, exhale and reverse roll back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. If you've never done this before, just sit up, have a look at your screen. You can do this again and again. This will now become part of your repertoire. You can call on it at any point. Exhaling. Inhale, exhale and return. We're then going to do the legs straight. Big breath in and hold the roller. Exhale, or just hold your arms forwards or a pole and reverse back. Big breath in. Use the breath out, remember, to roll and reverse back. Just do one more. Big breath in. When we roll this time, we're going to stay and you're going to see if you can reach so far forwards that you end up trying to get your nose on your knees, getting a lovely stretch for your lower back and for your hamstrings, and returning back up. Once you're back up there, take your legs back to bent. Remember, a no roller position, just have your hands here. The roller position, use your knees as the moderator of position. So I'm doing slight backwards lean already. Free up your hair, pull in your chin, and make sure your knees are level. Mine have a habit of being twisted because my pelvis loves to twist slightly, and my daughter's not here to correct me. Breathe in to prepare, and breathe out. We do that little pulling down of the roller against the thighs. Breathe in again. Breathe out and push up. Remember, without the roller, you just hold your arms. You can even hold a scarf, anything that makes you think about keeping your arms open. Remember the rules. Use an out breath to roll down. Check that you stay equal on both sides of the bum, hip, sit bone area. We're going to do a little bit of play down here. So this time when you go down, you can hold your arms still for level 1 and just turn your head and then centre, turn your head, centre and roll back up again. We'll do that again. Breathe out and roll down. Breathe in and turn. Breathe out to centre, breathe in and turn. Breathe out to centre, breathe and roll up again. If the breath was the other way round with the head turning, it won't make any difference. I'm going to take it a bit harder now. Everyone, you sat on your sitting bones. It's not in your lower back. If it's in your back, sit and watch and work it out. Exhale, you're tucking under and you're finding your hip flexors, yes, and your obliques. Now breath out, pull your roller to your forehead, breath in and tap your knees. And tap your knees. Just do 3 more. This is you really waking up the obliques and the abs. Hip flexors. If it's not hard enough and you're not getting your obliques, just take your body down a bit more. Okay, the next time you're at your knees, stay and roll your spine back up and sit up tall. Next level, okay, we're going to seat, tuck under and roll back. Now fling the roller up. Get deep into your pelvic floor, relax your shoulders away from your neck. Your roller's about shoulder height. You're going to pick up one shin, knee and lift. So lift and lower and lift. So the roller becomes something that the mind can connect to as you get your flexors and obliques working. Remember, your body wants your flexors and your abdominal muscles to know where each other is, to control the pelvic stability that life requires. If you're happy there, you can keep one leg and straight leg lift and lower. Now, if your hamstrings are short, that's no good for you. Okay, so whichever level you want, you can either keep a bent leg or a straight leg. Whichever way though, now you should be screaming into the obliques. So we're going to roll all the way down. Reach your arms as far back as your setting will allow you. Stretch your legs out and take a moment. Okay, from that position there, we're going to end up on our front. And again, if you've never been in the studio during our mat work years, some of you have, so that's grand, you won't have done this before. You lie on your front and you have your wrists on your roller. If you're tight in your shoulders, then this is not appropriate for you. In fact, let's all start. Take the roller away for a moment. Just put your hands into this position here. Okay? So your hands, I'm just going to get to show you. Your hands, you're lying on the floor, your hands are that shape there. Now if that's too tight on your shoulder, your hands will have to go by your side. So I'm going to go backwards a bit more. Get rid of your roller. I need to teach this properly. If you're lying on your front, a way of working through the levels that you're capable of are these. We'll do dart, your legs are reaching, big breath in, exhale, roll your shoulders, pull the abdomen in and just reach back through the fingers, not using your lower back muscles, and back down again. Shoulder blades come together, breathe in and back down again. I'm not doing this, okay? I'm doing nod the chin and make the upper back muscles work. Breathe out, come up. Inhale to go back down, out to come up. Okay, you're using your bottom as you do the glute connect along with the obliques. Okay, let that go. Just let your head go to one side for a moment. If it went to your back of your neck, it's not a bad thing, it's just weak. It can't be in your lower back though. Next position would be arms here. And you do exactly the same sequence. Float your arms up and lower them down. But if that causes any pain on the shoulder, then it's too intense for you and you go straight back to the arms by your side in dart. Whichever way, let me now show you how to use the roller. And remember, these things will flow seamlessly because once you know what you're doing, you will just get on with it. So the wrists are on the roller. You can have your thumbs to the ceiling. You breathe, the roller's by the crown of your head, and you can come up and you can roll down. Have a look at me. I'll talk you through it again. So my armpits engage. The roller comes to the crown of my head and I pull my cleavage, chest, breastbone up. My bum cheeks are firing up, my obliques are firing up. I feel nothing in my lower back and I go back down. Now I have a good range because my posture type is lordotic. Okay? Some of you may be just like this. Whichever way, when you finish this exercise sequence, you bring yourself back onto your knees, and one of the nicest things you can do is rock. So now that you know what I'm asking for, have a play with this. If you've no roller, obviously, you just rock. And it allows anything that went untoward in your lumbar spine. It's not wrong to feel the lumbar spine, it's just wrong to leave it there, okay? Ideally we want things to be all the way through the abdominals with the lumbar spine being supported through all the muscles that come through your pelvic positioning. Okay, so that's enough of the roller. Hopefully that's enough for you to play with. Remember, we can press, pause and then rewind. We're going to do a bit of wide hip opening. This is where you'll need the chair. So remember, for the chair, you'll end up that side for the first sequence. Then so you can still see, you'll end up this side, okay? I will also do the same. So I'm going to move my chair a bit closer. Or my bar really, isn't it? But anyway, same difference. So from here, we're going into the open hip. We haven't done any open hip work. So first things first, get your sumo squat into your body. You can either have the hands across your chest, hands to the knees, whichever allows you to feel the most symmetry. The turnout is going on through the thighs and the feet. You're going to keep breathing. And you're going to stay down after the next three. So we'll do 3 setting up positions really. This is us opening our hips. 2 more. I can't count, can I? And down, but we didn't know that. All right, in the downwards phase, just a quick stretch, pelvic tilt. Feel as though your hip gets a little bit of openness and your lower back completely fine. And then you're in it is a flex position, okay? That's a much better position for us at this point. So we're in this position here, and we'll start the little sequence of 4 of these, hands on the top of the chair, 2, 1, and then we'll turn to your chair top or your tabletop or your bar, and it's the backwards pull of the knee down. So just stop, press pause, look. Yeah? So it's not this, it's this. And then you're going to do 4, 3, heel high, 2, and 1, and you'll come back to your plie squat, and you can still hold the chair as you go. 2 more, so doing 4 of each, 1 more, and up you go. Keep it slow and deliberate. Lowering the knee joint down, and 2 more. Checking your knee hip doesn't go forwards, and you're going back into your plie squat. 4, heels are down, hips are open, arches are active, and 1 more, and you're coming back to your plie, so your thigh lunge. 2 more, and 1 more. We'll do a final set here of your sumos, so go down, and because this is a final set, let's see how deep you can go. So keep pulling your knees right back, deeper, deeper breathing. It should go through here, not into your joint, just through the muscles. Are you ready? Oh, and same with this one. We'll do 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and deeper, 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 deep. Ah! There you go, that was my limit. Okay, so the other way around, just turn around with your chair and reorganise all your layers. I've got too many layers on definitely, but that's life. Same position, I hope you can see me as clearly. Let's find our 4 plie sumo squats. Go 4, 3, go and get your breath, 2, and 1, stay. Turn, tuck your bottom under, pull your hip bones up, the back knee goes down, the heel stays reaching to the ceiling. Imagine an arrow pointing up to the ceiling. Your armpit and your knee joints are lined up together. 1 more, and then you come back to your 4, 4, and 3. Those arches are lifted. 2, pelvic floor is drawing up. 1, and over you go to the position. Organised. Keep the spine connected through your core, and back to your 4. This is where we deepen and develop. We go 4 and 3, deeper, and 2, deeper, and 1, and stay. See what influence you can have on these muscles here that get saggy, baggy and weak. Feel the openness of the hip. Remember, it's purely up to the ability of your hips. Some of you will be so narrow and almost parallel in this position, it doesn't matter. It just matters that you make the legs without your joints. You want your legs without your joints to work really well, okay? So each to their own level, and final position here, we go 4, and 3, and 2. Use your glutes as well. Are you ready for this one? This is a killer. Down, down, and down. Ah! You know what? That keeps your knee free and stops the rectus femoris jamming your knee. Okay, so from that position there, in terms of stretch, I think the easiest thing is for you to put your foot up on a work surface, okay, or your foot on the chair seat. As long as you feel safe, so your stretch is here, isn't it? You can take your arm up, your side bend, and your forward bend. Breathe. Keep the hip and the heel level. Breathe. And reverse back. And you're ready for the other side. I'll have my back to you, this is easy. You'll go to the other side of your chair, or your work, so you just turn around, side bend, big breath, and roll. If it's done right, this is just a lovely position. Nothing on the knee, because your leg's not locked out. Everything in the side bottom, side rib, side waist, some of the hamstring, and reverse back. Okay, from that position there, we now need your hamstrings and glutes. So I think, let's have you facing me again. Doesn't matter which side you are, whichever side you want to start. Find your squat. We've done this in groups. So remember your squat, it's this shape here. Have your hand on the chair or bar. We've already warmed everything up. So in this one, you're going to take your leg out there, pull it back in and stand up. Leg, out and up. Sit back, out and up. I'm going to have to move this roll, I realise. So your leg goes out and you take it back and you come back in and squat, knee back, hips back. Abduct the leg sideways, reach it behind you and then come back up. So it looks like this from the different angles. And back up. You squat, out. In fact, you might want to even face your chair. I'm just trying to give you the best view. You've done the move before. Next time we go out, we're going to stay here and do 4 lifts. That's leg out sideways, 3, 2, leg out sideways. Now leg behind, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now leave the leg off the floor, hovering. Have a look if you need to. My leg's not on the floor, my back leg. And I'm just going to push with the standing leg, pulling my knee and my bottom back as I mobilise, stabilise, activate, strengthen those end range movements in my bottom and my hamstrings. And then coming all the way back up. So you've got your other side, so either go to the other side of the chair, remember which leg it is, find your squat. You take the leg out sideways, horizontal to the leg that's bent, that's doing the stability. You pull it back in and you push it back out. So we're just setting up a movement pattern here. Check that your leg that's going out sideways doesn't go weirdly off to the side as in backwards or forwards. Keep it in a true horizontal line with your work surface or a line on the floor. And then we add squat, side reach, take the leg back, pull the leg in and stand up. If this is in your lower back, you're tucking under. Squat, abduct, circle action backwards and all the way back up. Breathe and we go down. Sit into that bottom of yours. Take the leg out sideways, reach the leg back and pull back up. And again, remind me to wear a hair bubble next time because the hair's just in my eyes. It's rubbish. Okay, are you ready for the hold? Squat, breathe. Leg to the side, that's the horizontal position, side of your other foot. And then lift and lower 8 times. It's tiny, it's about a couple of inches. It's more of a reach than anything else and your body hasn't twisted. And then send it backwards of you. Do the same with that backwards reach. Your hands are light, I'm not trying to pull the chair open, I'm not trying to drag into anything except work into here. So 2 more with that back leg, and then you're going to go 1. So standing leg now, 2, 3 breaths, 4, bend and bend and bend and 2 more moments, 1 more moment, and slide everything together. So you suddenly have stretched everything, have stabilised actually, worked into everything there. So to take yourself then into a stretch, take your leg either to the chair, to the work surface, whichever you're using, and you've got your forwards roll. So I've got my leg up on a surface. It can be a chair, it could be your stairs. You could do this after the workout. So when you say goodbye to me, if you haven't managed this bit because it wasn't a stable surface, just go to the stairs, put your leg on about the 5th stair depending on your height, and you'll get exactly the same action. But remember, the standing knee is soft. and then return your spine, rolling it up, no bottom tucking under, okay, and then you've got your other leg, you'll take it up there, sit into your hip, reach up in the air, don't look out your standing leg, exhaling, we'll forwards roll your spine, I'm bending as if over a beach ball, and then reaching, and reaching, stabilised, no twist, no lock out, and just enjoying the stretch. At which point you'll breathe out to return the posture back and bring your leg back off the bar. Okay, I think that's a decent enough workout to keep your day moving. Hopefully these workouts, if you've got an hour, you can join them together. But that's the end of workout number 3. We've got 1 and 2, which we managed to film on Monday. This is number 3. There are other workouts, as you realise. There's a bit of a wake-up fit from me. And we must have at least 5 other videos to download or upload, whatever the term is. I'm learning this all the time. So all that matters is have a great big walk, either pre or post. Stairs if you don't feel very warm before we start. I'd go up and down the stairs as long as that's safe for you to do. And stay in touch through WhatsApp. If you want something more than what we've done, or if you've seen the roller and think, oh, I need more understanding, a more basic understanding of the roller, just say, and I will do it as a video. One of the reasons we're live streaming is it's much quicker to upload for us. Whereas I did a video this morning for you, and it just would take so long to get me uploaded that it wasn't worth it. Live stream is the best way I can communicate with you, although there are loads of videos that Rachel in the background back in her home is preparing to be uploaded. Still interact with your teachers, they're loving the connection. We all need to connect just as you need to connect, and we want to keep this community, for those that want it, alive and kicking, literally. We are doing this, we're on this, this is who we are, and this is us managing our mental health, our physical well-being. And if you can get outside, because you can, then do. The next thing I'm going to be doing is having a really big walk up through the res, obviously steering well clear of anyone. I fortunately, as we speak, am still symptom free in every regard. I'm feeling healthier than I've felt in blooming weeks, which is a bit of an irony, isn't it? Take care everyone, lots of love, and stay connected. Bye!